Week 2, Daily Language Review. Day 1. Many people think that Africa is either a desert or a jungle. If you look at the original, many people thinks. Now we don't say thinks. So many people think. They think. He, she, it thinks, but they think. Many people think that Africa is either a desert, so the word either means or a jungle, period at the end. Number 2, most of the north is sandy, and the northern coast is mountainous. Most of the north is, we don't say sandish, sandy, and the northern coast is mountainous. It has mountains. It's mountainous. Number 3, the only jungle is in the Congo Basin, which has a rainforest. The only jungle is in the Congo Basin, which has a rainforest. Number 4, most of the continent is savanna, with plains that are wide, flat, and grassy, period. Day 2. My cousin and I are reading the book Runaway Retriever. My cousin and I are reading the book Runaway Retriever. Your example says, me and my cousin. In English, it's proper to put the personal pronoun, I, me, my, after another person in the sentence. So we put ourselves last. My cousin and I are reading the book, not is, but are reading the book. It's the title of a book, so let's underline it. Runaway Retriever. Number 2, it's about a boy who gets a dog, and, not so, and the dog follows him everywhere. The dog follows him. That is the object pronoun. It's about a dog who, not that, sorry, it's about a boy, not a dog. It's about a boy who, because a boy is a who, gets a dog, and the dog follows him everywhere. Number 3, he tries to leave his dog in the house, but it can always get out. He tries to leave his dog in the house, but it can always get out. And number 4, an analogy compares two things. So it says balloon is to string. So if you don't know the word, I'm sure you Googled it, but a balloon is to a string. That's supposed to be a balloon. Okay, so a balloon is connected to a string, as a dog is connected to what? So as a dog, that's my dog. As a dog is connected to what? What do we call this? We call that a leash. So the analogy looks like this. A balloon is connected to a string, just like a dog is connected to a leash. Okay, let's look at day 3. Day 3. Ted followed a cookie recipe that was in a magazine called Modern Baking. Ted followed a cookie recipe that was in a magazine called Modern baking. So we say a cookie recipe. You would say an if the next word began with A, E, I, O, or U. If it began with a vowel, we'd use an. But C is a consonant, so we use A. A cookie recipe, that was, we don't say which, we say that. That was in a magazine. Here's the name of the magazine. So we underline it. Number 2, Ted made the dough and spooned it onto the cookie sheet. Now dough is singular. It's one. So we don't say spooned them, we say spooned it, because dough is one. Okay, and we did and instead of but. And of course a period at the end. Number 3, draw a line between the prefix and the root word of the underlined word. So here was the underlined word. The prefix is pre, and the root word is heat. Explain what the word means. So pre means before. So if you heat it before, he heated it before he started baking. Preheated. Number 4, add punctuation to the sentence. Wow! Exclamation mark. You can bake for us anytime! Exclamation mark. His family said, period. Day 4. The Beatles first performed in the U.S. in 1964 on the Ed Sullivan Show. The Beatles first performed in the U.S. in 1964 on the Ed Sullivan Show. So there you go. These band, no, we don't say these band, we say this band because it's one. It looks like it's plural because there's an S, but this equals one band, one group, one music group. This band was much more beloved than any music group had ever been. So was much more, not many more, was much more. Number 3, replace the underlined word with a more neutral or objective word. Now this is what neutral means. So you can be against something, or you can be for it, or you can just be in the middle, neutral. You love it, you hate it, or it's okay. Neutral. That's what the word means. So if you look at the choices, the musicians, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong one. A mob formed outside the theater, hoping to see the band. Mob is not a neutral word. Mob is a negative word. If you said a group formed outside, that would be more neutral. Okay. A crowd formed outside. That's more neutral because mob means people who are acting in a crazy way. Okay, number 4. The musicians have influenced many bands since that time. So it says musicians is plural, more than one. So the verb needs to be plural. Have influenced. Thank you for correcting it in red.